Three big chip names also caught in the crosshairs of Wall Street analysts. AMD, Micron, Qualcomm, all among the biggest battleground stocks out there. Check out AMD up more than 100% this year, but the lowest price target on the street implies an 80% washout. So at the end of the year quickly closing in, it's time to have the chart master settle the score on these semis. Carter's over at the plaza to tell us who's right, bulls or bears. Carter.
Well, thank you for that big responsibility. Not sure I can answer it, but let's try. So a chart of the SOX index. The first thing we know is anything that moves from the bottom left to the top right of your screen is an uptrend. Nobody's opinion. That's a fact. It's going up. Here's the question. When you have counter trend sell-offs, why do they stop? Why would that stop there or stop there or stop there or stop there or stop there? Is that random? Is that a DCF or a PEG ratio or enterprise value EBITDA? No, it is not. We know it stops because trend lines matter. And each one of those stopped to the penny, to the penny, to the penny, to the penny, to the penny. Maddening or happy, you can interpret however you want. It's real. It happens a lot. The uptrend's intact, and what I think you're going to get is your next dip to trend. So keep in mind that line and keep in mind this line. Two reference points, the uptrend as well as the level from which you broke out. Those both coalesce around a certain level, 1600, and were we to get this, and I think that's exactly what we're going to get, you're talking about another 4.5% from here. We're down about 3.75. It'd be about an 8% drawdown for the SOX. So I think that's kind of in the cards, and there's almost no way around that. But more importantly, this is the issue with this very popular part of the market. The peak in performance is not here. We know it's gone up and up and up and up. But its relative performance peaked 2 years ago. In fact, last chart, it peaked on the 27th of November, 2017. Here we are past the 27th of November, 2019, meaning choosing semis relative to other choices within technology has been wrong on a relative basis, i.e. alpha generation, for 2 years. Is that about to change? I wouldn't think so.
Carter, got to come on over.
Bring him in.
Will bring the chair in.
You know, Will got a haircut over the holiday weekend. He looks outstanding.
Yeah.
Fine-looking haircut.
You probably got it because somebody was going to bring the chair over.
I got one, too. Great point by you, Melms.
Does the SOX at least hold the trend line?
I would say that's the first bet you make, meaning when you approach a trend line from below or above, you make the bet that what's been in play will continue. When you breach the line to the upside or downside, then you have to flip it around and go the other way. But on the approach to that line, and again, that would be about an 8% sell-off, likely to hold.
How about a name like AMD?
Well, so of those three, I mean, AMD, my favorite's Qualcomm. I mean, I think of all the ones right here, it's had a big push to new high and a nice dip. Least favorite, Micron, AMD sort of in the middle.
Carter, if you look at the SMH or the semis, the SOX, relative to the S&P, and see that making news. I know you didn't,
no,
but I'm doing it for folks that are playing the market and wondering whether chips and semis and high cyclical stocks should still be the place they play because it is setting you
So
on.
I specifically obviously did it to that to maybe make my case. But there are two ways to interpret that. Obviously, semis are outperforming the market. But then consider this. It was such a run-up into .com and such a collapse. Here are the numbers since the actual peak. So that was March 10th. It was a Friday, 2000 to present. Semis, the SOX index is up 27%. The S&P is up 123. Now, being up 27% over 19 years, you know what that's called? Adjusted for inflation, you're still not back to where you were. So long term, it really hasn't been a particularly good thing. Day to day, I think probably semis are better than the market.